I miss the good old days when music was more than just about sex. Yeah, Brody, you read Song of Solomon yet? Oh. Ah, look at that. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Simon, bouncing with my little buddy here. Wow. It is another beautiful day. Another day of hard labor, working, making something. I think it's gonna be a church is what I say. I don't know. And another day of talking about stuff, about me yapping my little mouth off, right? It's the daytime. I'm recording in the daytime, so that means, if you haven't heard already, birds in the background. What's up, Vega? What's up, Deneb? Say hi. Good enough. So, what are we jabbering about today? Well, we're gonna jabber about some music, right? Because who doesn't love music? Well, a lot of people, surprising. There is a medium-sized discussion about music in relation to, religion, and sort of just like, what's going on with it, I don't know. Basically, there's kind of two halves. One is, when should music be used in worship? Obviously, that's kind of a big one. And another is sort of, when does music become sacrilege? I'll say, or something that is that religious people should avoid. And so the answer to the first question is kind of obvious, right? Or at least there's one answer that is just wrong, right? And the answer is that, like, music should never be used in worship. Well, that's wrong, because, like, you're disqualifying the entire book of Psalms. How you gonna justify that? King David ain't just, please. King David ain't just write all those for fun. He wrote them for worship, and they're holy for a reason, right? And every mass, a little part of the Psalms are read out. Well, not just read out; they're sung. Or at least they should be. Cough, cough, Novus Ordo. Most Novus Ordo masses even sing them. My parish does, at least. It's just that some of them don't, and that's womp womp. So then what's the problem? Well, the problem is that there is sometimes, or not sometimes, is that people don't agree on what kind of music, I suppose. What kind of music? Whether it's all music's okay, or only, harps and lyres, maybe even organ, maybe even piano if you're feeling a little spicy, but never, rock guitars or something like that. That's a big debate. And on that, I'm a little bit torn. I'm not going to lie. Because, I'll be honest, I don't like the contemporary stuff. I think that is usually just goofy, in my opinion. It usually sounds goofy. It's stuff that you could easily just kind of make fun of. But also in my personal opinion, contemporary music. No, I do not. Contemporary music doesn't really work well. It doesn't, or at least it's not better in any way than traditional stuff, right? So, get out, out. There we go. So, you hurt up? You banged up, buddy? I was gonna use this to make a thing, but there you go. All right. I don't think anybody will go into a church, hear some organs, and go, "Man, this stinks. This is boring. This sucks." That's kind of mid. No, I don't think so. I don't think, or at least if you do, then you got some serious problems with you. But I suppose it's possible. It's just that a lot of times, the contemporary stuff is not as reverent, I'll say. It could just seem off in a place, like a church, where everyone is normally meant to, think about, I don't know, silently contemplate. People are supposed to be quiet, right? You're not supposed to scream in a church. Sorry, Pentecostals. You're not supposed to scream in a church. And so to have music that is, at least in the modern day, very loud, kind of weird. Kind of doesn't make sense. Very loud and energetic, bombastic, makes you want to, get up and scream. I don't know. It feels out of place. Yeah, you agree? Yeah? Oh, yeah? Oh. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I'm not going to argue with you then. I'm not going to... Let's just agree to disagree there. Um, sorry, Bird just wanted to chime in. But basically, yeah, like... Oh, do you actually have to smelt this? Oh, dude, what? Wait, no. You're telling me I wasted all this time making deep slate when you can only make stuff with cobbled? That's so... Whatever. Whatever. Your Honor, I claim whatever. Okay. So sad. So sad. I'm crying. But yeah, and, if you have more traditional stuff, then it's not going to be as, I don't know. It's not going to be as loud, as distracting, really. It's not going to be disturbing to the... Now it's disturbing to the environment. Yeah. So I suppose that's where I stand, but I don't see contemporary music as being something that would be inherently unfruitful or something that is incompatible in a way, if that makes sense. I want this to be bigger, yeah. I'll add 10 more. And I'll be honest, some of them are bangers, right? Like, I was at my friend's parish. It was Novus Ordo, obviously. And they played this one song, Blessed Be Your Name. And I was like, dude, okay, this is kind of a bop. But they did play it specifically at the end, at the very end, and I think that works. That's well enough. That's well and good. So then, what about the other question? At least, what about when does music become bad? When does music become something that you don't want to have? Something that becomes actively harmful, to faith, maybe. Now that I would say, that's a very big question. You have a lot of different answers that people would give, and I think the one that I would give is when it's worldly. I want to be as vague as possible with that, because that it isn't always clear when that is, right? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would say that certain genres, I guess, are just automatically disqualified, right? Most commonly, people will say that rap and metal, inherently bad, right? Can't get anything, no good can come out of that. Disagree, hard disagree. Big fat no, in my opinion. And so why? Well, there's plenty of well, I can't say as so much as rap, to be honest, so I'm not going to talk about rap. Let's talk about metal, because I'm a bit of a metalhead myself. And there is plenty, you can find tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of very good Christian metal, right? And a lot of it is very, very fruitful. It's not just going to be death, destruction, hail, Satan, right? I'm not gonna make it out like there isn't a lot of inherently like demonic stuff in a lot of metal, but that's not what it's about, right? And that's not what it is at the core, like a lot of people would claim, Like for example, there's this one song called "I Am" by Theocracy. Favorite, had a bit of a religious experience, but that's a story for another time, maybe. And in that basically the entirety of that song is centered around the 7 I am statements in the Gospel of John, And so the opening line is straight up, "I am the light upon the path when you have lost your way." That's pretty cool, but it gets way deeper than that. I think one of my more favorite parts of it is when it says, "I am the thunder and the glory and the blinding light. I am the still small voice that tells you what is wrong and what is right." If you are a fan at all of the Bible, maybe you'll recognize this is Elijah, right? This is part of Elijah's story. He goes to meet God because he's troubled with something. I forget exactly what. And God meets him, And how does he meet him? Well, he doesn't come. There's a big raging fire, and he's not in the fire. There's a big raging earthquake, and he's not in the earthquake. There's a big raging, I think, a tornado, gust of wind, I don't know, something like that, and he's not in there either. And then when all of that happens, after the dust has settled, where is he? He's in the still, small voice that says, Elijah, why are you here? Ain't that something, right? That's pretty cool. And there's a ton of other things like that. Like, I am the hand that pulls you back into the boat before you drown. What's that talking about? The Gospel of Mark, Gospel of Matt, well, pretty much most of the Gospels, but Christ walking on rain, picking up Simon Peter when he falls in. Pretty cool. But you also have statements that aren't necessarily biblical, but are still very, very found, glorifying, I suppose. Like, my birds are chittering now. My birds are chattering. Yippee. This is why I usually record at night. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I get it, you don't agree, but you don't have to be so crass about it. Don't use that language with me. I'll tell the priest he said that. Yeah, no, I will. Yeah, Okay, yeah, whatever, man. Birds, Can't with these guys. He says, I am your guilty scars as Roman soldiers tear my back. That's pretty cool, right? Saying that it's our own guilt that obviously crucified Christ, but not only that, but that he's still there, right? In those marks, they're part of his will, and that's that's glorifying, ain't it? I have no idea how to build, by the way, so this is probably going to turn out ugly. Just want you guys to be aware of that. I'm just trying to make it look decent here, at least not super bad. But yeah, the whole song, it's a metal song. There are parts of it that are kind of goofy, but it's progressive metal. But yeah, it's still a metal song, but it's very, very glorifying. It's not like it's not sacrilege. If I were to show it to somebody, it'd be very hard. They'd be very hard pressed to find anything that's like wrong with it. I think a priest reviewed it, and the only thing he found wrong was where he said, "I am your second chance." And they were like, maybe not the way I would phrase it, but, still good. And, yeah, good, right? That's good. And then, even then, there are still plenty of songs, metal songs, that aren't inherently... The bands themselves aren't inherently Christian. Like, for example, Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's very much not a Christian band. In fact, there's a lot of people who would go out of their way to be like, oh no, them's the Satanics ones. Especially after they made the Number of the Beast album. But even then, no, because if you look at the Number of the Beast, right? Not the album, or not the song, but the album that has the song. There's this one song called Hallowed Be Thy Name. Let me actually double check if it's in that album. I might be tripping here. Yep. Number of the Beast, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Alright. Hallowed Be Thy Name is a very, very good song, and it does have a lot of Christian themes, right? Whether people want to admit that or not, doesn't not really matter. It very much does. It has themes of repentance, themes of that sort of existential dread being satiated, I suppose, by faith. It's a good song. It's a good song for Christians. It's not necessarily a Christian song. It could just be a matter of religious, but it's still good. Why? Well, there's let's look at the lyrics. He starts off the song very much in repentance. If you don't know, the song's about a prisoner who's like on death row, about to be executed. But it starts off the song basically just in grief, in shock, right? Where he's like going on about Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming. My words escape me when I try to speak. Oh, what did I do here? How was this? Did I... For here... Sacre bleu! It's not even! Oh man, how did I do that? Oh, jeez. Okay, well, let's see. The song opens up, with him basically in denial. Or in shock, in grief over the end of his life. But it ends with him basically accepting it. And there are some parts of the song where at a first listening to, people will probably be, a little shocked, right? He says at some point, as the guards march me out to the courtyard, somebody cries from a cell, God be with you. If there is a God, why has he let me go? Or let me die? And to some people, that's straight up like, okay, so this song is satanic, right? It's denying God. But, like, no. That's not what it's doing at all. That's a modern iteration of Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. If you, like, my God, why have you forsaken me? Is that actually God doing the forsaking? No. It's an expression of grief, of how scared am I that you'd say something like that, right? There we go, that's better. I would say that that's a very, very human experience that everybody's going to have with religion, right? Even if you're a saint, you're still probably going to at some point struggle with how hard life is, and you say, oh, God, why have you forsaken me? Ow. You're going to be confused and be like, if God is so good, why isn't he here? Why is he, ignoring me? I should have made this 3, but whatever. And yeah, it's fair to feel like that. And how can I say that? Was because, Christ felt like that, didn't he? So, I don't know. I think it's a good song, and I like it, and it's metal, and there's plenty of very good Christian metal bands, and there's plenty of songs, and I'll also put it this way, I probably wouldn't be Christian if it wasn't for metal. So, I can't say that it's a bad genre, and I can't really accept anybody saying that it's an inherently evil genre. No, it's not. And even then, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to just let it be evil? Which, sure, you could do that. You could just let it sit there and reek up the whole place. Or you can conquer it and sanctify it for the glory of God. And that's what, Christian bands are doing, Like, did God leave you in your evilness, in your corruption, in your wickedness, in your stench because you're stinky? No, he came down and saved you, right? And I think that expression in music only works, with genres like metal, where you have these discordant tones, these very, very unnatural sounding, very discordant sounds, and yet what are they doing? They're able to glorify God, and that's pretty dang cool. That's pretty dang Christian, ain't it? But a lot of people don't care because they don't like metal personally, and there's an excuse to dislike it, so they go out and claim that anyone who listens to it, oh, they're possessed. Shut up, dude, shut up. Yeah, I don't know. I like metal, so. And Christianity is like one of the most metal like religions there is. Like, dude, you're telling me every single Sunday we go out and we eat God? And we go and we bow before a picture of him, or not a picture, well, yeah, an image of him, like literally, of God literally dying? Dude, that's awesome. Like, that's cool. And not in like oh yeah, it's, all of this is super cool and happy, but like the fact that that's a good thing is that, oh yeah, God died, but that's a good thing. Dude, that's metal. Like, are you kidding me? Like, oh yeah, our God was whipped and beaten and brutally murdered, and it's a good thing because it was out of love. Like, dude, yeah, that's... You're gonna sit here and tell me that, you can't express that with discordant tones? No, get out of here. Nonsense. Literal jibber jabber. So yeah, womp womp. Womp womp to all my metal haters. May you cope in peace. And then obviously, yeah, classical music can be very, very, worshipy and whatnot. Nobody's saying that, it's not. But you can also have classical music that is kind of bad, in the way that people claim that metal is bad. Like, I don't know. You could definitely find a couple of Mozart songs that aren't necessarily fruitful for faith. This is how I'll put it. And then you have a lot of people who will say things about certain... Oh, yeah, this is completely useless now, and I need to go get more. Well, I guess I could just break it down. But yeah, you'll have people who... Oh, I think I've got a... My pickaxe is going to break from this, but whatever. But yeah, you have people who will say that music that is just noise, or genres that are just noise, those aren't good, right? Aye. Yeah, I'm about it. Yes, those aren't what. That's not what I'm saying. I'm literally about to argue against it. Yes, I know. Yes, Katy Perry's great. Yes, I agree. Can you stop yelling at me? Okay, I wasn't being sarcastic. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Birds, man. Yeah, but a lot of people will say, you can't do that! Don't do that! Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and play some water, just in case. A lot of people will say that it's, if there's a genre that is... the content is just, nonsense, it's just noise and it's bad. Well, no, I already talked about this before, but, pop songs can be good. Love me some Coldplay. Even if you did it again. Okay, anyways. Love me my Coldplay. Yeah, it can be very good. There are plenty of songs out there. I know there's plenty of rap songs too that have themes of like repentance and whatnot. So to that I say, that can't be bad, can it? And so then people will be like, okay, well it's the content. If a song talks about sex, well then therefore it can't be good. It's bad, right? It promotes adultery. Well, not really. Again, I will admit. There's way too much sexual stuff in songs right now. I don't agree with how much there is, but I don't think that a song being sexual in nature is inherently bad. Because there's the songs of Solomon, right? And listen, I don't need to quote how many times he talks about the breasts, but it's very much a kind of sexual song in it. But what does it do? It does it in a way that is reverent and fruitful, right? So I'll say if a song actively promotes not the beautification and the glorification of the world, I'm not even gonna respond to that with a comment. I'm done. I'm ignoring you. Okay. If a song is worldly, talks about worldly things, and it does so in a way that is irreverent and inherently, and instead of if a song isn't about the beauty and glory of the world, then it is not a fruitful song. There you go. I'll put it like that, right? Because what is art about? It's about capturing, beauty. Or well, just about capturing something, but you get what I mean. So, what makes a song unchristian if it's not about, something, I don't know. If it's too worldly. If it's worldly in the sense of trying to enjoy the world, but not in the way that God describes or prescribes, right? So, like, a song about sex is not inherently bad, but a song about lust is, There you go. I should have said it. I should have just said that from the start. Look at me yapping so much. Whatever. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to pick a fight when I get down. Or I could just... Book it. Don't shoot. Good. Oh, sleeping on you. Literally sleeping on you. How do you feel? Oh, dude, literally so free and easy. I'm the next dream. Oh, I got an arrow stuck in my head. That's gonna be annoying. But yeah, I think that might be it. I don't know what else to talk about. I talked about metal, talked a little bit about rap, about the content of music, about worship and music. I don't know. Who knows? Let me ask you guys a question though. What do you guys think? And I want you to answer, because if you don't, I'm gonna go cry. And I want you to answer the comments. I know a lot of you guys will talk to me about it, like on Discord. If you know me like personally, that's great. But I want you to talk to me in the comments too, because I want everybody. I want everyone to feel like they can. I don't know. And let me know what I should name these two guys, these little allays, because they're getting on my nerves, and I need to know what name to curse when they push me off. But no, it's just a little bit of fun. Maybe after some saint, maybe after some concept, I don't know. But yeah, I think we're getting a good start. It's going to be a good start of the church, I think. Who knows? We're making good progress, and I think we had a pretty fruitful discussion today. So with that being said, I'm missing my chest cavity. It was blown off in the Battle of Waterloo, but that's okay. I will see you guys next time. And bye-bye.